podcast. I am your host, Cosmic Waters. May my words inspire you and remind you to remain true to you as you walk authentically in your truth, dripping self-love and unapologetically choosing you. Hello, naked truthers. Welcome back. So, on this episode, we're going to dive into the importance of expressing yourself. And yes, I said we, because I have another guest speaker for you guys. He's such a dope soul, full of passion and unconditional love. He's a worthiness coach, and his message to the world is all about expressing oneself. And he's literally like my cosmic twin, as we have the same big three. You know, sun, moon, rising, for those of you that are into astrology. So, without further ado, I introduce y'all to Royal. Welcome to Taste My Naked Truth, Royal.
It's a pleasure to be here with my cosmic twin. It's so funny that you said that because I'm looking at that name right now on my phone. So it's alignment. Hi, y'all. My name is Royal, and that name is an affirmation of worthiness, because this is something that I have been challenged with at a young age. And so now what I do is everything expression. Sing, dance, draw, poetry. And I've realized that it takes to express that, it takes a level of worthiness. So I've just been inviting people through my journey of me expressing myself, inviting others to do the same. So I'm very grateful to be here. I'm excited to create and express some naked truths so that they can be tasted. So yeah.
Yes. Okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah, you see that? Yeah.
This is what happens when you have two Geminis on the phone.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as far as expressing that form of expression, right? How important is it to you when you have this conversation with someone? Like, what does it mean to you? Like, what is it for you?
Well, the way that I come at this, the perspective is I'm basically being the change I seek to see in the world. I desperately needed someone to choose me. My story is, my father wasn't ever there. He was in jail when I was born. My mother, though, raised me to the age of 2 or 3, and then she dropped off the radar. Like, I didn't know where my mom was. And so, I grew up to the age of 7 without anybody choosing me. The two people who I felt I was the responsibility for, weren't there. And so I repressed my expression. I didn't feel important. I didn't feel important. And so I always come from the angle, whether I'm working with a client or just a friend, right? I'm being the change that I seek to see. I'm being the person who is there to accept someone for whoever they are. Because to me, in my mind, I'm thinking, your parents accept you. They created you. your parents are there to take in whatever you are here. You are their creation. They co-created you, and therefore they are receptive to what you are expressing. I'm being that same change, and it started with being that change for myself. I had to, before I even got on like social media, I was definitely afraid to get on camera. And I noticed that same dynamic with my clients. But what I do for myself and what I recommend to others is first, get on camera, record it, and just watch yourself. Get used to that. Don't record yourself for anybody. You don't even have to keep the video. But record and see yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and dance. Draw for yourself. Draw for you. Don't draw for anybody else's approval. And I guarantee you continue to do that, it creates that magnetism because you are authentically being you. So yeah, it comes from that. Like, worthiness, needless to say, is everything to me. I don't feel like I'm doing it just for myself. I am doing it for me, but simultaneously, this is a frequency I know is not tapped in and stood up for. So yeah, it's dire to me.
Yeah, I totally get that. As someone who also, pretty much suppressed a lot of what I was feeling or just my natural expression of self, right? I held in a lot of my words. I grew up shy, so I didn't allow myself to experience a lot of things, right? I was scared to dance in front of people, so I didn't go to parties. I didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't even go to my senior prom, y'all. Right? And to this day, that's something that I wish I did attend, but I didn't.
Me too.
You didn't go either?
No, I didn't.
Yo, it's so crazy because we always discover new things about each other, and it's crazy how we have like these similar placements in our lives. Like, they mirror each other in certain ways. It's mind-blowing at times. But yeah, so there are times that I wish that I didn't let, my fears or my shyness or whatever you want to call it, like, hold me back from truly living. And even for speaking up for myself, because my voice was lost for a very long time. It wasn't until like maybe age 28 that I began making my way into expressing myself verbally, because I used to be so scared to do so. It was like the words were there, but they wouldn't come out. I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. I was afraid of confrontation. I didn't want to argue. I didn't hurt anyone's feelings. So verbal expression was like non-existent for me. And one of the ways that I would express myself was through writing, through poetry. I always say poetry was my therapy and also my therapist, right? So it's like writing was my voice. And, when I got catapulted into the spiritual journey, I began to work on speaking up and allowing my voice to be heard. And even down to the fact of allowing myself to be seen, because I hid behind the scenes for a very long time. Like, standing behind the red curtain, that was my job, right? That was me. Not allowing my face to really be seen. I didn't like being on camera, and so it wasn't until I think the end of 2020, somewhere around there, I had some of my friends at that time convinced me to do live streaming, and I was so scared and so nervous, and I was like, oh my God, all eyes are going to be on me, the spotlight's on me, I have to entertain people, what am I going to say, what am I going to do? Like, so many thoughts, so much anxiety, right, about just being on camera and being seen. So I definitely resonate with what you said, and it does begin to get easy as I begin to do it, and then if I wasn't completely comfortable, then I was able to have people on screen with me, like when I was broadcasting. But even just being there by myself, as you begin to do it more and more, that anxiety eases and you kind of get the hang of it, and you're not so scared anymore, and you realize there was never anything to fear in the first place, right? It was just like pretty much all in your head kind of a thing. And it's beautiful because now I love making videos and I love having my face seen and my voice heard and just putting myself out there and being that inspiration. And what I realized in me just being myself and me just expressing myself freely, it inspires other people to do the same. And I love that. It's so fucking dope. Like, you really don't know who you're inspiring or who's watching, because not everybody comments or not everybody likes, right? But I would have people pop up in my inbox that I didn't even know was being inspired by me, telling me their stories about how I've inspired them to go natural, or inspire them to become vegan, or inspire them to love themselves, or simply just dance, whatever the case may be. And it's beautiful. So yeah, self-expression is definitely important, because I feel like a lot of people suppress who they truly are. They hide behind masks and titles and this version of themselves that they aren't really. They're just being who others want them to be, who society told them they should be, who, their parents or whoever their caretaker was modeled for them that they should be, or tried to mold them into being. So I feel like a lot of people may not even truly know who they are or what that level of self-expression even feels like. So yeah, I definitely resonate with what you said.
I feel as though we much like when we are feeding the body physical food, and we go through a detox. The detox, it cleanses all the bad stuff, the toxins and stuff out of your system, so that now the body can regulate better. But it's the same thing with the mind. When I think of worthiness, like, we have to detox the thoughts. Because I remember before I got on that challenge and got on camera, I had every single thought in the book. People are going to not accept me. They're gonna tell me my ideologies are stupid. They're gonna argue with me. They're gonna, all of these thoughts in my head. They're gonna say I'm ugly. So many thoughts. And then when I actually did it, this is the power of action. Action actualizes. So I'm doing the videos, and just like you, and I'd like to state that, just like whoever's listening, you actually go out there and you put yourself in that position where you are. It's basically you against you. You're telling the voices, all right, I understand that's what I think, but you can take a seat somewhere. You tell the ego, all right, I understand you're trying to keep me safe, but I don't really need you right now, so take a seat, take a seat somewhere, be quiet, so I can do this video or whatever this dance, or whatever you're trying to create. And just like you, I had DMs from people who were inspired, motivated. They were like, I listen to you every day before I go to the gym. And even on top of that, I attracted people who were doing the same thing as me.
Yes.
While I'm doing it. And I got feedback from them. I was able to converse and collab with them. And it was just like, wow, we really activating. It felt like an activation. But ultimately, I wanted to say this based on what we have been speaking about. The best feeling was experiencing myself. Because a lot of the times when I talk and then I listen to the playback, I'm like, that's me. And then the person who's in awe is that person that I used to be. who didn't believe in himself. But I get reconfirmation every time I see myself dance. I'm like, damn, that's a bad motherfucker right there. He's pretty dope. And then you get to see that part of you and realize that is me. I am dope. The he is dope turns into the I am dope.
Yes.
And you start to believe in yourself. So again, that invitation, I'm gonna be saying it all night. The invitation is to show up for you first before anybody, and it'll build this level of rapport with yourself, this level of love and connection with yourself first. Just birth some things, create from you, and admire it yourself. And soon enough, you start to begin to create those narratives that do serve you. I am pretty dope. That was fire when I created that art piece. That was dope. And then sooner or later, what anybody else says, is diminished. There's an African proverb I got from Les Brown that says that there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. And that really resonated with me. If I'm not telling me that I can't do it, no one outside of me can tell me I can't do it. And so that's what resonates right now.
Yes, that's beautiful. And there's so much truth to that, because a lot of times, we are our biggest enemy. And then what we don't realize is that in us being our biggest enemy, other people just show up to reflect that to us, to get us to see how much of an enemy we are being to ourselves, right? And in that reflection process, we pretty much have to face ourselves, and a lot of people are uncomfortable with that. And so you'll hear people say oh man, I'm running into all these people that are assholes, or that are treating me this way and this, that, and the third. And in my mind, I'm like, well, how are you treating yourself? Are you showing up for yourself? Are you abandoning yourself? Is the way that they are treating you, are you treating yourself that same exact way and you just don't realize it, right? And it's not always 100% that in case, situation, but it can be, because your inner world creates your outer world. And if you're the type of person that don't give two fucks about yourself, you're gonna somewhere along the line attract a person or people who show you that you need to treat yourself better. And by you treating yourself better, that vibration that you keep running into will begin to shift, and you will begin to cross paths with those who do honor you and who are on the same frequency, and who can love on you the way that you love on yourself, who can pour into you and nourish you and nurture you the way that you do for yourself. But like you said, it's all about showing up for the self first. And that has been one of my hugest lessons I had to learn. And honestly, I did not really learn it. The light bulb didn't really click for me with that until, sometime this year. Maybe towards the beginning of the year, honestly. If I'm being real transparent right now, I didn't really get smacked in the face with that until the beginning of this year. Now, don't get me wrong, I heard people telling me that you need to show up for yourself, but it didn't really sink in, I would hear it and I'm yeah, true, but I was still so focused on other people, doing for other people, helping other people, making other people's dreams come true. Whatever I could do, whatever you need, Cosmic was there. But then it was what about me though? What about Cosmic? Where is Cosmic for Cosmic? And I was missing. For my own damn self, for my own dreams, for my own passions, I was missing. And that hit me hard earlier this year. And I was holy fuck. So I shifted my energy. I shifted my focus back to me. I began showing up for myself. And it was when I did that, I met a lot of people who are like, whatever you need, I got you. I'm here to support you. Just let me know. Like, I was just like, whoa. Like, all this support started showing up. The support I thought I didn't have. Like, everything just shifted. Things began to come together and fall into place. And it was just beautiful as energy. And I was just like, man, all it took was for me to be that person for myself that I was being for everyone else. So yeah, showing up for yourself and, not having that enemy within you definitely, it hits deep for me. Definitely does, because it's one of those lessons that was on loop for me. I was the hamster on the wheel, just running away from myself for a very long time, and shit just kept repeating until I finally fucking got it.
Right. Until you are the change you seek to see.
Yeah.
I'm always screaming this from the rooftop. Like, this is one of the things I'm very passionate about. People are so quick. Like, it's easy to conceptualize. It's easy, like you said, to hear it from others. You gotta show up for yourself. Like, it's easy to hear that, but to actually live that and be that is a completely different beast. I heard something about gratitude, right? Maybe 4 years ago. Oh, you practice gratitude. Oh man, you're gonna be creating space, and you're gonna witness so much abundance. Everything around you is gonna be multiplied, and you're focusing. And I'm like, that sounds great. I want that, right? This is how this starts. You start with a desire, right? So I want that. So I'm saying thank you, but I'm like, is that where's my abundance? Like, I got the concept. I'm saying thank you left and right. Like, thank you. Somebody got me my food. Thank you. My mother did this for me. Thank you. But I wasn't being it. I wasn't being it. I was doing it for the pure fact that I heard I can gain abundance for this. And this is what a lot of us, we get stuck. The conceptual, like, yeah, it's there at my disposal. My contacts. I have all these people, and I know a lot of people are listening right now. You got all them people in your call log. Who are you actually connecting with? That's powerful. Like, it's at my disposal, but am I actually doing something about it? This is what I'm very passionate about. When it comes to worthiness and expression, the concept is simple. When you express yourself, you're giving yourself the opportunity to stand in your authenticity. You're allowing people to experience you, who you truly are. But it doesn't work if you're not actually putting that down, putting that effort, actually dancing when you don't feel like dancing. I had to say thank you. This is when it really, for me, I had to say thank you in the darkest depths of my shadow work, in the storm, where it seemed like nothing was going right. I said thank you for the challenge. Thank you for my obstacles. Thank you for giving me another opportunity to overcome and let the universe know I belong here. This is all we're doing when you express yourself. You're making some damn noise with your energetic frequency. You have a signature to write out on this realm. On this realm. It doesn't actualize unless you place the action. So what are we actually affirming? Because even affirmations was a practice that I was like, oh, that's dope. Yeah. I'll do it. It's like the trendy thing. I'll do it for like a week because people are looking, and I'm in a space with other people who are doing it. And then after the week, stop all that. These days, it's nothing to me to say I am brilliant. I am beautiful. It's just something that comes with the territory. I'm somewhere, and it just pops up now because I've been doing this for years, for about 2 years since I started my spiritual journey. I'm actually affirming myself. I'm actually doing the dance, no matter where I am. No matter where I am. If I feel that there is flow, I must go. I answer the call. And, I just invite everybody to take a brief listen in. Tap in. Because the universe is constantly contacting you. You have all those contacts on your call log. The universe is one of them. Are we actually tapping in? Are we actually flowing? Or do you feel stagnant in your energy? Tap in. Tap in.
Yes. One of the things that stood out to me that you said, right? You said you had to express gratitude in the darkness and the shadows. Man, that's real shit, because gratitude for me, during those times where it's what the fuck is going on right now in my life? I don't know. Those times you are experiencing what's a tower moment, or shit's just hitting a fan, or you're literally at that place of uncertainty, and having that gratitude, it just makes you see it so much differently, right? So to sit there in your stillness or in your darkness and just truly be grateful for whatever it is that you're experiencing, whatever it is that you're going through in that moment, you can literally express a level of real deal gratitude, and it's authentic and it's genuine. And like you said, you're not just doing it in hopes to get something in exchange, right? You're not just saying, oh, I am abundant, then boom, all right, well, where my money at? Right? No, it's real deal. Yeah, this is a vibration. This is a frequency. This is a lifestyle I am choosing to live. This is the vibration I am choosing to embody, to exude. I am this. I am love. It is not something I have to pretend to be. I already am it, and I live through it. I am life. You know what I mean? And it's more than just words, and it hits different. So definitely that gratitude through the darkness. Hell, gratitude any day is good, but when you can actually have gratitude in the toughest times of your life, I think it's just so fucking beautiful to really be able to express that and understand that you're gonna be good regardless. And that energy, that vibration of gratitude, man, that's gonna raise your spirits automatically. It's hard to sit in gratitude and be sad, or to be to not feel your vibration raise, because as you begin to express your authentic gratitude for whatever it is that it may be, everything that you are grateful for, it's your vibration raises one more notch, and then you're okay, well, I'm grateful for this and that, and you begin to smile because you begin to realize all that you already have, and it shifts your energy. So that definitely hit me. Yeah, that was deep.
Gratitude has really ripped me from my reality, being too stuck in what I'm going through, physically. This right now is happening. But gratitude would shift. This is the power of perspective. It would shift my perspective from the worries of a situation to what's possible. And I said this recently in a post of mine, possibility. Oh my gosh. I wish I'm not going to even wish. I'm going to do a sermon on this, maybe on Clubhouse or something like that, because possibility, man, there's not enough people tapping into this. Just this. What else is possible? That question right there is so freaking powerful. What else is possible? You're going through something. Rent is due. Rent is due. You don't have the funds. You just lost your job. Your significant other is asking for money for the child, or whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. Some of us go and we focus on what's going wrong. We don't shift into, okay, this is the challenge. How do we overcome this challenge? It's kind of like we throw in the towel. But when you tap into gratitude, that imagination kicks in. You start to think about and hone in on what you do have. And I always say this about gratitude. I'm grateful for this experience. I'm like, first and foremost, I'm grateful for my breath. Every single thing after my breath is the icing, cherry, the sprinkles to this cake. It's extra, but I have all the ingredients inside my body, all the elements inside my body. So literally everything other than what's going on in this mechanism, in this vessel, that shit is extra. So when I tap into that knowing with that gratitude, it's now it's like, oh yeah, and I have a phone. Just that. I can stop right there. You have a cell phone. Most of us have the latest updated iPhone or Samsung phone. We have a Google Pixel phone. All of these phones that you have the utmost opportunity to create whatever you wish. These cameras, the contacts, social media, all these different applications on this one device, you can literally start whatever type of business and flourish. What's in the way? That enemy inside. That enemy inside. So it's so important to tap into just possibility and ask yourself when you're going through something, what else is possible? From that place of gratitude. Yeah, I don't have these other things. And I'm not a millionaire yet. But if you ask what's possible, that challenge that you're going through right now, and also saying like in 5 years, this is not going to even matter. Like this little challenge, in 5 years, you're going to have bigger challenges. But we have the opportunity to look back at the mountains that we have conquered and really flourish and celebrate that. You are a tough cookie to make it this far. You really are. So tap into that possibility, y'all.
Yes. And possibility. I love it because I remember I used to be in this group. I forgot the name of it, but it was like this group that I had came across, and they would basically do like affirmations and things every day. Like it was a practice, a ritual, lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. And this is like in the beginning of my journey. So it was still new to me, but it was dope to be surrounded by a bunch of strangers. But I knew that when I went into this group, like I believe it was on WhatsApp, it was just nothing but positive energy, love, like dopeness in there. And one of the guys in there, he would say, show me how it gets even better than this. Right? And he would be talking like to the universe, show me how it gets even better than this. So not only are you acknowledging that where you are is already dope as fuck, but now you're like, it's like, all right, universe, I'm challenging you. What's next? What's better? What gets better than this? Like, it's like, I know there's more out there. Show me it. And it's like in that moment, you are welcoming it in. You are welcoming in the miracles, the abundance, the expecting the unexpected. You are saying, flow to me. I'm open and I'm ready to receive. And that always stuck with me. And I even say it now to myself sometimes or out loud. I'm like, yeah, show me. how does it get even better than this, right? Because if you keep asking yourself that, your subconscious mind has to answer that question. And then you're going to see that, okay, you're going to be shown, it's going to happen in your outer world. And so it's something that has always stuck with me from that group, because, you know, the possibilities are endless, right? A lot of people will say, oh, the sky's the limit. No, the fuck it's not. The only limit that's ever there is your mind. Your mindset is the limit. That's where it starts. That's where it ends. Because what goes on in your mind is going to control what you see, your perspective, right? The sky is not the limit. You can go beyond the sky. But if your mind doesn't believe that you can, you won't. If your mind doesn't believe or know that you are capable of whatever it is that you truly desire, then you won't go after it, or you won't go for it, you know? And you will stay stagnant or stay at a lower level when you are truly destined for greatness. So yes, that possibility talk is definitely needed. I feel like that would be very, very inspirational, because there are no limits except the ones that you place upon yourself. And I'm not exempt from this either, you know? I have to catch myself. Sometimes I place those self-imposed limits on myself, not even realizing that I'm doing it, right? And this is a story that I tell because it's happened to me a couple months ago on Clubhouse. I was in astrology room, and I forgot what we were talking about, but it was dealing with like your purpose. And the astrologer asked me, he said, "Are you an artist?" And usually I do consider myself an artist, but for some reason in that moment I said no. I said, "No, I'm not an artist. I don't paint." And he said, "Well, who said you had to paint? I didn't ask you if you were a painter." And he was just like, art is anything. Art can be anything. So why don't you consider yourself an artist? And in that moment, I realized it needed to play out like that, because I caught myself, and he caught me too, right? He set up the stage for me to catch myself, right? Because I got caught. And it was like, why are you placing these limits on you? Who said that an artist only had to be a painter or somebody who deals with paint or drawings? You know, art is abstract. Art can literally be anything. It's how you see it, right? And I was like, wow. And he was like, He was like, stop placing them limits on yourself. And that sticks with me too, because I do that sometimes, right? I'll tell myself something, that I'm not something, or that I can't do something. And I'm just like, wait, who says that I can't, right? Who says that I'm not? Me. I'm telling myself that. And so my body responds to it. And my outer world responds to it. And it's so funny because I made a post about this not too long ago. Like, be mindful of what you tell yourself, because that plays a part in everything in your whole life. Whatever you subscribe to, those thought subscriptions, they control your life, they control your body, right? It's just like how a person can tell themselves over and over and over that they're sick or they have something wrong with them, and the body is like, oh, we're sick, okay, let's go into sickness mode. And then you'll begin to feel pain and ailments, and you'll begin to experience exactly what you're telling your mind to put into your body. Like, you're going to begin to experience that, right? And so it's like all the mind game, it begins in the mind. And so I have come to a place to where I really had to check myself with the limitations that I was placing upon myself, and that I had been carrying around for years. I mean, like literal years, right? And even when it comes to self-expression, like dance, right? I always told myself I couldn't dance or wasn't a dancer. I love music though. And I always wanted to dance, but it was fear there. And so now I just kind of go with the flow. I'm just like, it doesn't have to be a certain style, it doesn't have to look a certain way. Like, my body just wants to move. And it's so peaceful because in that moment of moving, your energy now gets released, it gets expressed, it's able to move, and you're allowing new energy to flow within you, and you kind of just become one with the music, and you lose yourself in the beat in a good way. Though you just allow yourself to flow. It's like a moment of disconnecting from the world but connecting with yourself, and it's so beautiful. To those of you that are listening to this, really ask yourself, what are some ways that you can connect with yourself and allow yourself to express? How have you been holding yourself back when it comes to self-expression? What have you really been wanting to do, or how have you been wanting to show up but haven't been allowing yourself to? Whether it's from modeling certain pictures you may want to post or expose that may be a little on the risky side, and you're worried about what somebody else might say, right? Fuck that shit, post it. Or, maybe you want to sing at the top of your lungs, but you may not feel like you're a great singer. Who cares? Post that shit. Or maybe you just want to, tap into your inner child and just run around or play, get on a swing, whatever it is. Whatever your sense of self-expression is, allow yourself to do that and fully express yourself on all fucking levels. Do not hold back. Just literally tap in and ask yourself, what is it that you want to release? What is it that you desire to express? And then listen to how your body wants to express it. Right? There's so many different ways. There's not a right or wrong way. Do what resonates with you. And don't worry about it being perfect, because that's not the focus here. The focus is literally just having a release, being able to connect with yourself and freeing that energy that has been trapped within you for so long, because a lot of us have trapped energy or trapped emotions or just built up stuck ass energy that needs to be removed and released so that new energy can come in and flow, and so we can be rejuvenated and we're not just holding on to this, right? It's a transmutation process that comes. I don't know about y'all, but when I'm dancing, like, that is life for me. It shifts everything, right? Or when I decide to color, or if I decide to paint, if I decide to journal, if I decide to write poetry, it's just like this level of peace. And self-expression doesn't always have to be doing something, right? Because you can express yourself by simply going outside and laying in the fucking grass. That's how you want to express yourself for that day. You don't have to do anything. You can just lay there and breathe. That's a form of expression, right? So don't think about it too hard. Just allow yourself to flow and honor what your body desires in that moment. Doing nothing is actually doing something. It's allowing yourself to rest, and rest is necessary. And I believe I said this in one of my other episodes, where rest doesn't have to be earned. Okay? It doesn't have to be earned. You don't have to do anything to rest. You don't have to have an explanation for why you're tired or why you're not moving, right? You don't have to always just be on the go. Tap into your feminine energy. Allow yourself to rest, to surrender, to just chill, right? Because you deserve that. So, yeah.
Stop chasing in a trap. That's really what it is.
Yes.
You don't have to do much to obtain what we are looking for. And I love that. You don't have, oh man, there was a couple things that you said that really hit me. One of them was, you don't have to earn rest. That right there, as a Capricorn rising, I wish I heard that maybe 10 years ago. Because I was doing the most. And it was that feeling, like, if I'm resting, it needs to be because I went out of my way. My body is broken. I I've done some unspeakable things in the gym, and now I need to collapse. No. Now, naps are sacred to me.
Yes.
See, people don't understand the power of a nap. Like, just because the sun is out don't mean you have to be like. So, I love that you said that. And also a big revelation of mine was when you spoke into how your friend would talk to the universe and be like, how could this get even better? I never looked at it like that. But it really spoke into this dynamic of, oh man, where I used to be, I would hold so much control. I would need to make sure it happened, and I had to do it with my own two hands. And I barely even asked for help from other people to make things happen. Right? And I got far. I made a lot of money doing that. But I had nothing for myself. I had no love, no appreciation, no material things. Like, I had no sense of joy and just grace with myself. I had a bunch of money, but I wasn't happy. And it really speaks into, when you said that, it reminded me of like how, and I have to say this, right? Glory to God. Glory to God. Glory to the universe. You know, that higher power. It's such a release. It's such a sense of surrender to realize I am not in charge of all of this. That's kind of heavy. I resonate with things that are light. I'm a co-creator, a co-author. I am an alchemist, a magician. I flow. That's my power. My power is to flow with the laws that are already instated in the universe, in nature. As long as I get to know those things and I embody my chart, embody the laws, the principles, anything is at my disposal. So just like how you would say, you know, how else could this possibly get better? Like, show me, challenge the universe. Like, yes. I love having conversations with the universe and speaking into things like it's a huge thing, but that'll be dope. Like, it's not even that much of a, oh, I need this, or I really desire this. It'll be like, universe, it'll be dope to bump into this person today. You know, make that happen. Like, it's already there. It's like asking, you know, your mom or your dad for something. A child, the persistence of a child. They gonna ask like you forgot that they asked the first time. They would have that freaking audacity, the tenacity to continue to ask you for something until they actually got it. Like, there's no, wait, you said like you saying no didn't respond. It didn't compute. And that's so beautiful to speak from there. And most of the time, 90% of the time, a child will get what they want.
This is true.
This is true. And they speak into it like, you ain't say no to me. The universe doesn't know what no is. The universe doesn't understand what can't or shouldn't or don't or won't. Any of these things, the t with that apostrophe, none of that. That's not in the vocab. And so those words had to have been learned along the way, right? Adding T to can, you know, adding T to any of these words, because we're understanding, like, we've learned our limitation. We've learned our repressive nature. We've learned that. That's not our essence. If you look at everything around you, it's only expanding. You know, animals get bigger, trees grow wider. The universe is constantly expanding. The sun. So why would you be any different? Why would you repress? Why would you get smaller? It doesn't add up. You know, so the more I tap into that knowing and I speak into the universe, right, I let go of my own power, because that's limited. Like my vessel, I can only pick up but so much, like physically. But if I tap into the divine, this is how it's actually happened in my life. I'll get into an endeavor and I'm thinking, oh damn, I gotta hold this. How am I gonna do this all by myself? I switch that focus, and now I'm thinking, what else is possible? Gratitude for everything that I have, my resources. And I ask the universe and I visualize, like, how could this possibly get better? It's that mindset. Then all of a sudden somebody hits me up, yo, I wanna collaborate with you on this podcast. I wanna do this with you. I'm like, whoa. This is literally how it works. Powerful stuff. Thank you for that revelation.
Of course. Like I had to share that because it stuck with me. And when he said it, I was like, wow. I had never heard anybody, pose that as a question, like looking at it from that perspective, like how can this get even better? It's from a place of understanding that what you already have is dope as fuck, but how can it get even better, right? And something that you said with when you talk to the universe, right? When you're talking, it doesn't come from a place of need, right? And the universe doesn't understand, no. So those are two things that stuck out to me, because when you approach, right, the universe or higher power, God, whatever you believe in, when you approach that, right, and you come from this place of urgency and desperation and need and, oh my God, it's my money and I need it now. Shout out to that commercial. But when you come from that commercial was the shit. But anyway, when you come from that place of needing, the universe, right, is responding to your vibration. Therefore, it may not understand no, but it understands your vibration. Oh, okay, my child, what are you speaking? What are you saying to me right now? So it's not necessarily listening to the sound of the words, but more so it's gonna match the vibration of what you're putting out, right? So now if you're coming and you're asking from a place of need or desperation, right, the universe is saying, oh, okay, well, they're putting in their order today. What are they ordering? Oh, they're needy. Okay, well, let me give them more situations that keeps them in this vibration of need. Oh, they're desperate. Oh, let me give them more. Oh, they're complaining. What? Okay, let me pile some more bills on top of the bills they already have because they're complaining about them, so they must want more. Oh, okay, what's on your menu today? And that's like one of the episodes I did of what's on your menu, right? And it was dealing with gratitude, because what order are you putting into the universe? What are you placing, right? What are you placing? What are you putting out there? Like literally, what's on your menu? Because the way that you show up, the vibration you choose to be in, that is what you're going to be served. And you have no one to blame but yourself, because in this situation, not only are you the person ordering the food, right? But you are the waiter. You are the cook. You play all those roles, right? And so if you want or you desire something different, put in your order different. Shift your vibration, shift your frequency, shift your words, shift your perspective, shift your self-awareness, and take accountability for how you show up and how your energy shows up. Because the universe is simply matching that. Or if you don't want to see it as matching, it's answering your call via the vibration that you put in. And so that's how I look at that. So it's not like, okay, yeah, the universe doesn't understand, no. But it can definitely amplify the way in which you approach it. And so I say it like this: come correct. If your energy ain't right before you try to set out here and manifest some shit, be mindful. Matter of fact, we're in a place of manifestation, as people call it, 24/7, 365, right? Because there's always some thought going through our head, and we pretty much talk a lot throughout the day. So it's like, what words are coming out of your mouth, and what thoughts are basically are you entertaining, right? Because that is your manifestation. The thoughts you entertain, the thoughts you give your most energy to, the words that you speak over yourself, that you speak over other people, the stories that you tell yourself, that you're telling others about yourself, that's manifesting, you know? Or as some people call it, it's a spell, like it's a curse, right? Depending on how you use it. The power of your words, of your tongue, you can literally curse yourself, right? And you place this upon yourself, and then you're looking at everybody else like, yeah, what, somebody's hexing me, or somebody's doing this to me. Nah, that's the shit that you hexing yourself with, that you placing upon yourself with them words that you speaking every day about how broke you are, or about how you don't have enough money, or about how if it's not one thing, it's another, or you sitting there waiting for shit to hit the fan. You sitting there waiting for the other shoe to drop. You sitting there waiting for somebody to come at you crazy, right? You waiting, you expecting this, you expecting the downfall, you expecting the negative. So if you're expecting the negative, why not serve you what you're expecting, right? So it a lot of it, 99.9% of it is in your hands, right? That's how I see it. And it's so much power in a shift of a thought of your words. There's so much power in that. And I've truly witnessed it. I've played around with it. You know, I would challenge myself to say certain mantras or affirmations for however long of a period of a time, and I would see the shift, right? It was back in like 2020, like I think the end of 2019 into 2020. I believe that's the timing. I was literally in this energy, this vibration of, I don't know, just fucking winning everything. What I wanted came to me with ease, right? And this was a time I was always on IG entering giveaways. And for those of y'all that are listening to this, y'all know what I'm talking about. Those of y'all that follow me, right? I was always fucking winning. I would enter and I would be the winner. I literally had people commenting on my posts like, damn, you got the juice. Like, what are you doing? How are you winning these? What kind of sorcery are you doing? Like, people was asking me this shit. Like, how are you winning all this shit? Right? It was the energy I was in. And it expanded outside of IG. I began winning stuff on Facebook. People in my life, like in my inner circle, began gifting me things. I was winning courses and classes. I was like, everything was just being handed to me. Right? And a lot of people will be like, oh, well, stuff's not just going to fall in your lap. But it definitely was, though. Right? Stuff that I had been wanting for years was appearing like that. And it's no exaggeration. Like, it was literally appearing. It was like no matter what I needed, it just showed up. I remember one day I was running out of sea moss, and I literally said to myself, standing in the kitchen, looking in the refrigerator, damn, I need to get some more sea moss. Literally a couple hours later, I won a giveaway with sea moss in it. And I was like, holy fuck, it's that easy. Like, my mind was blown. I was receiving damn near packages every day, if not every day, every other day. I think the most packages I received in a day was like 9 or 10 of just all goodies. And I wish my other IG was still up, because y'all will be able to go back and see all of the stuff that I won. But Instagram decided to be I'll be nice. They decided to be rude and shut down my other IG account. The She's Naturally Dope as Fuck was my original IG. I had it for 9 years and they shut it down. But that was like my documentary of everything I had ever won, and it's all gone now, but it's cool. New beginnings, right? So yeah, it just, like, that time of my life proved to me that you can be in that vibration and that energy, that alignment, and shit comes to you so fast. Like you said earlier, Royal, it is simply attracting and not chasing, because I wasn't chasing any of that. It was just coming to me. from people from all over. Like, it was literally mind blowing, and I have to get back there because I miss it. I miss winning. Like I said, I was going to start entering giveaways and stuff again. I missed that. It was so fun. It was like exhilarating. I would literally wake up every morning and say to myself, what am I winning today? And I would tweak the saying that the guy told me. So I would be like, show me what I'm winning today. Like, that would be like how I would start my day. As soon as I open my eyes, I'm grateful for everything that I win today. Right? This is some of the things I would say to myself. And then I would be like, every giveaway that I enter, I win. Or if I'm scrolling and I see a giveaway, I'm like, ooh, that's mine. Like, I would just claim stuff. Like, it would just be these mantras or these affirmations that I would put in. And every day I was telling myself, I'm a master manifester. I manifest with ease. Like, that became my mantra. I'm a master manifester. I manifest with ease. All that I desire comes to me effortlessly. Like, you can play around with these words however you want to say them. I said that in the morning. I said it throughout the day. I said it before I went to sleep at night. Like, it was a fucking ritual. And it made a difference in myself, in my belief, and my energy. Like, it really made a difference. Side note, I know y'all keep hearing this phone hang up. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna blame Mercury for it. I'm gonna be one of them people that be like, we are in the pre-shadow phase of Mercury. So the phone keeps hanging up, and I don't know why, but it's cool though, because I'm gonna keep running with it. Y'all just going to hear the little disconnection signal. But yes, like, it's so fucking beautiful when you are in that energy and you're just like vibing, and you don't have to chase. It literally just falls in your lap. And I am here for that energy. And yeah, it's all about a shift. And like I said, I have to get myself back there, because that was some beautiful, beautiful fucking energy. And I'm here for the shits. Like, I didn't have to work hard for anything. Everything was just appearing. I was just winning. Like, it was winning season. Like, man, it was so fucking beautiful. And I truly do miss it. I'm gonna go look for some giveaways on IG after this. Dead ass though. I'll let y'all know. I'll keep y'all updated, matter of fact. Ooh, so if y'all are down, if you are listening to this and y'all are down for this, what I am going to do is basically have let's do a challenge, right? So basically, anybody that's listening right now, I challenge y'all to do I guess you can call it like a manifestation challenge, right? So manifest with me. It can be for the next 30 days, right? So whatever it is that you want, keep a track of it too. Whatever it is that you want, that you desire, that you wanting to bring into fruition. It could be something little as a cup of coffee. Like, if you want to start off with something small, that's fine, and then work your way up, right? And just, say, universe surprised me with a gift today, or today I'm going to receive a random $5, whatever, however you want to do it, right? Or go find a giveaway to enter. They have a bunch of them on IG. Whatever it is, but I challenge y'all to manifestation challenge, right? And I'm gonna check in with y'all every week that I upload and let y'all know how it goes. I don't have in my mind what I'm going to put out there for the universe to bring to me just yet, but I want to make this into a challenge. And if y'all are down, I'm here for the shits. And y'all can always hit me up. Like, you can respond on here via a voice note, or y'all can email me at tastemynakedtruths@gmail.com. You can find me on social media side of the game. However, but let me know how it goes for y'all if y'all are down to commit to this. Royal, are you there?
Yes, I am. I want some chocolate. I'm gonna manifest some chocolate.
All right, so Royal's manifesting chocolate, y'all. I'm here for the chocolate too. But yeah, so you're down for the challenge, Royal?
I'm down for the challenge. It's gonna be a whatchamacallit.
Hey, that's my favorite. But yes, because I used to do these on Facebook. I would make a post, and it would be within 48 hours though. So this one is a little bit longer. You have 30 days, but it would be within 48 hours. And I'll make a post and I would choose something that you want to manifest or happen within the next 48 hours. Whether it was a phone call, receiving random money, a gift, whatever it was. And it would be so dope to see people's response and be like, oh, well, I got this. I said I was going to receive this and I got it. It would be so fucking dope. I loved it. So yeah.
I wanted to add to the tools of like manifesting, because I've noticed, because the same streak happened to me, winning streak happened to me in manifesting. And it's like recently, like just random things I would think about wanting a thing and then it would just show up. And so I would say the thing that did it for me, I wasn't even speaking it out. But I was paying attention to my thoughts. And this is going to be a little out there, but, it's like the chicken or the egg thing. It really is like, which came first, the chicken or the egg, the desire or the thing that pops up, you know? And so I started to think about my thoughts. I used to just be conscious of my thoughts, and I would see something, right? It'll be something that's given to me, or just noticing something. And now I'm like, wait, I stop. In that moment, stopping and reflecting noticing is such a very big power and ability. Because I noticed when I received something, whoa, I would go, whoa, I thought about that. I thought about that like 2 hours ago. You got to think about it. The average human has and goes through like 6,000 thoughts every day. 6,000. So it's kind of like, it'll be kind of rough to rummage through all of them. But if you're present to your thoughts, I literally would want chocolate, then 2 hours later there'll be just, my sister just randomly bought some Ferrero Rocher or something, and it's just waiting there on my bed, y'all. I would say, oh yeah, in my mind, I'm just thinking about a set of headphones. And I'll be like, yo, they tapping in like to my thoughts, because I would see a random advertisement for a specific headphones. I'm saying that like literally I'm going to get these headphones. They're $35 and they're pretty dope. They're waterproof and everything. But I'm going to manifest those. So I started to tap in. I'm like, yo, is it the thought that is creating the thing, or the thing creating the thought? You know, like, but you gotta be conscious and mindful of your thoughts as they come along, and kind of speak life into that. Like, as I was speaking, like, yo, that's crazy, I manifested that, I would say that out loud, like intentionally, to my friends and my family. Greatest example was me and my brother was just randomly walking, and I had thought about a bike. The bike just appeared. The next day, there was a bike going to pick up my nephew. I was like, whoa. I told him I manifested that. And then there was a thought of me, for the longest, wanting a full-size mirror. And then one just pops up right there. They were throwing it out from the office in the community that I live in. They were just throwing out a beautiful big mirror that I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at myself. And I spoke into it. I was like, yo, I manifested that. And then the belief started to build. I'm just manifesting things left and right. I wasn't really affirming it. Like, I wasn't in the morning waking up and saying I manifest things. I would get the proof first. Again, the chicken and the egg. I would see the proof and I'll be like, yo, I'll make it a big deal. Like, yo, I'm just manifesting things. Like God, thank you. Like, I would just make it such an event, and my frequency would heighten, right? And this is the most important part. Like Cosmic said, like, vibrate on that frequency of abundance. You know, if you want wealth, vibrate on what that would look like. Look at other wealthy people. How do you feel that they perform, behave, act? Just vibrate on wealth. You know, vibrate on love. Vibrate on all of these different frequencies. And you'll realize that. As within, so without. That's the law.
That's the law. I feel like that was I said what I said kind of moment.
Don't text and drive. It's the law. It's the same thing.
But that's so true though, because even as I sit here and I think about it, like every time I would win, I would get up and I would just like run around like a little child, like in excitement. Yeah. And I would be like, yes, it's mine. I fucking knew it. And like it would be so much excitement in that moment. Like, oh my God. Like it
That's
was just
all the universe wants.
Yes. It was just like so surreal, but it was beautiful. And then I would take that same excitement and what would I do? Go find more giveaways to enter. So now I'm already projecting this excitement into the next thing. Yes. And it was just, I was like this one big ass fucking magnet. And oh my God, it was so beautiful. It was so amazing. Like, man. So it's possible. Anything and everything, it's possible. And nothing is too big. And man, just see that, know that, believe that, be that. Bars. But no, seriously. Yes. But back to self-expression, because I feel like this still kind of is on the subject, manifesting is a part of expression, in my opinion, that vibration. But what is like one of your favorite ways to express yourself?
Oh gosh. So Chris Brown came out with this song a long time ago called Run It, and I was forever changed. I was just like, because I saw other people. I saw Michael Jackson here and there. I saw Usher. I was like, yo, that's pretty dope, but I didn't see myself doing that. And then I saw this 15-year-old, right? I'm like, whoa, amongst other artists. But I was just like, you know what? I think I can do this. When he came out with that song, I was like, I think I can do this. And so, dance, there was this song that he came out. I was just doing just random movements. I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to do it. And this is another thing, like that chicken and egg theory. I'm going back to it. I'm gonna recycle that because like I didn't know how to dance. Stop comparing yourself to artists, to singers, to anybody. Stop comparing yourself right now. Like, if you want to help people, help people. If you want to draw. If you want to be a doctor, then just vibrate on that frequency. And all I knew was I wanted to dance. I saw it in my head. Like, I wanted to dance for me. And then, so I'm just flowing. I'm just doing random movements. And then Chris Brown came out with another song called Forever. And I was obsessed with this song. I was obsessed with the choreography. And so I learned it. I learned the choreography to Forever. I didn't know what I was doing. I literally couldn't, these days we have the technology to like freeze frame and like slow it down or whatever. Back then I literally had to watch the video over and over and pause it and play it and pause it and play it like over and over and over again. I'm talking about I probably did that for about 2-3 weeks. And then I went to school, and I don't know how I got the opportunity, but I got the opportunity. I'll never forget this point in my life. I'm with my boy Fernando and my boy David. We coming straight out of high school, coming out of high school, going home. This is my freshman year, and I did the dance in front of them on the train. Like, everybody's there. It's an above the floor train station, and I did it right there on the platform. And to see the reaction of my boy Fernando, David was a different fellow, but Fernando was like, "What the fuck?" Like, like looked at me like you're dope.
And from that, I didn't expect that. But I did it. I was just like, yo, that high that I had, that I performed, is mostly because my Mars is in Leo, possibly. But I never, that feeling never escaped me, and I only chased it even deeper. And so dance became this thing where I really tapped into my worthiness first and foremost through dance, and then a very close second was calisthenics. So these two, like working out, body weight training, and dancing, are my go-tos for expression. And I would do these things. If there's a scaffolding, I'm doing pull-ups. I'm going up and over the bar. I'm doing the most. If I'm waiting for a bus, I'm dancing. I see someone across the street, they're waiting for another bus, I'm dancing for them. They don't even like it's like I love to perform. I love to perform now that I know that I am worthy. Now that I know that I am dope. I am dopeness. I am the change that I seek to see. I am the fun, the joy, the peace, Like, I am that joy. That person could have just been bored. It's a cloudy day. The bus is taking forever. And my ass is reminding people you can have fun no matter where you are. You don't have to do anything. You don't need any device, or you don't have to wear or be any. You don't need anything to tap into joy. You don't need anything. So every time I get in the middle of the street, or I'm in a space where everybody seems robotic, I feel called to dance and let y'all know, it's okay to be silly, y'all. It's okay to express yourself. Why y'all look why y'all look so robotic? Y'all look like androids. Break out of this simulation, please. So I just become the anomaly, I become the one. I become Neo, and I flex on them. And it always feels good at the end. It feels like I'm actually in alignment. So dancing and calisthenics is my routes of expression.
Yes. So, about this weightlifting, though, I low-key need a trainer.
Oh, yes. We can definitely talk about that. I love it so much. And I love people so much, so.
Oh, man. That was off topic, but that's a fact, though. So, let me see. For myself, so what's my favorite way to express myself? I'm over here thinking I don't know. I just like to be, like you said, I like to have fun. I like to be goofy. So one of the ways that I will express myself is through my weirdness, what I consider being weird, and just allowing that to show up and show out. Allowing myself to laugh. I express myself through pictures and videos. I see pictures as art, and there are times when I just get in the mood to have a photo shoot with myself, and I don't really control it. However it goes, however it turns out, and I honor that. I express myself through pictures, and most of the time it'll be a form of my sexuality wanting to show up, right? Because this is something that I suppressed for a while, was that sexual, sensual side of me, that seductive side of me. I know it's there, but I used to suppress it. I didn't used to let it come out and play, and now I'm here for the shit. So when that energy arises, if I'm in the mood to take a photo or picture, photo shoot, whatever you want to call it, I'm here for it, and I allow her to show up. And it's beautiful because it's an embrace. There's nothing to be ashamed of, you embracing that sexual side of you, right? And I used to be scared to post certain pictures, like, oh, is this too seductive? Or, now, I'm not out here butt booty ass naked. I'm not. But the pictures can be a little on the risky side, depending on who's observing them, because everybody has their own opinions, right? And so you'll have those people that'll be like, oh, well, you're just looking for attention, right? Or, she out here trying to get some dick, or she, she looking for a man, whatever people come up with in their mind, right? And so I had to let all that go, because it would stop me from truly being me. I'm not looking for none of that shit. I don't need anybody to validate me. I don't need attention from random people off the internet, number one. And I'm not trying to attract random dick to me either. like I am very intentional with who I let slide up in me, who I let touch me. Okay? So I knew for a fact that it was none of those things. And that's all that mattered. So I didn't care what other people think, and I still don't. If I want to post a picture and I don't have any clothes on, if I want to post a picture and I have on a little bit of clothes, if I want to post a picture, whatever I want to do, I'm going to do it, right? Because that's me, and that's what I want to do. It's my social media, it's my life, it's my body, right? And I have discernment with it, of course, right? But it's not from the perspective of what people think. And so I had to let go of their opinions, their judgments, their criticism, because no matter what you do in life, somebody gonna have some shit to say. Somebody gonna put in their 2 cents. And you gotta be able to be like, yo, fuck your 2 cents. Right? Because you can't control how people see you, how they view your life. You have no control over that, what they feel or what they say. And you can't let it stop you from truly living or truly expressing yourself. And I think it's wild that a woman can be judged for showing some sort of skin or expressing her sexuality, because men, and other women do it too. So I'm not just going to point the finger at men, but, the world, I'll just say the world will look at a picture and be like, oh, well, she doing too much, or she's showing too much, or this, that, and the third, and start the whole judgment process, right? As I said, both men and women do it. And it's like, why can't she just be enjoying herself? Why can't she just be feeling herself in this moment? Why you have to look at this picture and put her down? Because that says more about you than it does about her. That's saying somewhere inside of you, you are not comfortable. Her showing up fully in her presence, her showing up in her divine feminine energy, her showing up in her sexual energy, her showing up in her authenticity, her rawness, her nakedness, whatever the case may be, it bothers you somewhere on the inside, right? So her realness, her rawness triggered you, and now you project that. You project your insecurities onto her, right? And so I had to realize that, and when you realize the way people come at you has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you, right? That you may have just been a mirror in that moment and triggered them, and they may not realize that that's some shit that they need to heal within themselves. You gotta brush that shit off. Don't take it personal, right? And that's something I really had to learn in this lifetime, or within these past couple of years, is don't take anything personal, for real, because I should have you out here fucked up. So I don't take it personal. I let people do them, and I do me, and I let people live freely, and I live freely too. And I'm going to continue to do me, and I'm going to continue to express the way in which I choose to. And that's through picture art for me. Sometimes video, if I feel like creating a video of whatever I do, right? But most of the time, my self-expression comes through the form of picture artwork. And then usually if I feel like I'm in the place to express movement, then it'll be some form of dance, whether it's fast or slow. It just depends on my current mood. And then if I'm feeling like busting a couple bars, I might some poetry. So it just depends in that moment. But in my mind, I'm a photographer, and I love capturing the moments, not just of myself, but of everyone, everything around me, of nature, literally everything. It could be a water droplet on a leaf. I find beauty in that. So I just think it's dope, like the beauty and the art within photography. So that's one of my ways that I find self-expression. And I kind of ran with that for a little bit, but yeah.
I love that you spoke into the sexual aspect, because I believe that sexual aspect is the most repressed in all of us, because of things that we might have experienced, also societal norms and things that they've placed. But it's, oh man, it is a complete transformation, right? To get into Kama Sutra and Tantra and all these other practices, that it's not even for this aspect, because people think about these practices and they think it's just about it's just that physical aspect of sex. Oh, y'all just some horn dogs. It's not even that. Like, what we're doing is tapping into a deeper sense of sensuality with ourselves, because that repression has left us kind of cold and detached from our own being. And so when we get into these more sexual themes and expressing ourselves through that nature, I was somebody who, because of the trauma that I had, like, and the worthiness conversations, sheesh, those two put together, like, sex was not something that was just openly expressed or anything like that. I was like a grandfather, traditional type, yeah, that's not to be talked about, that's not to be blah, blah, blah. Like, that's sacred. And now it's like, wow, this has, you know what I found out? That this sexual energy has nothing to do with anybody else. It doesn't have anything to do with a partner. Like, a partner just grants me the ability to make love to myself through another person, through a reflection. And that is the most powerful thing. It's so liberating. It's so liberating when I finally realized, like, this is me opening up. This is my heart opening up. Things like taking responsibility for your own orgasm. Woo! That's a top topic. You know? A lot of women are still not experiencing orgasms in their life. Like, and they think that this is just normal. You know? No judgment. But when we begin to take responsibility again, we get to know our own bodies. Like, it's just a beautiful form of expression. Like, the best way I can, like, explain it in this moment is, like, it's just that liberation of knowing that you don't need anything outside of you to satiate what's inside, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yes, I am an advocate for sexual expression. I've been on the other end of the spectrum, right? Hiding my desires, my wants, my needs, my fantasies, looking at things like, oh, that's taboo, can't dive into that, I can't desire that, why am I even thinking about that? Like, shaming myself, like, what the fuck? And that had to go, that had to shift, and now it's just like, the inner beast is free. And I allow myself to explore what I side-eye before, right? I allow myself to explore myself and, like you said, connect, like, with my body and see what feels good to me, right? Because there are some people who don't even know what their own touch feels like to themselves because they don't take the time to figure that out. They just expect for their partner to explore them, or if it's not their partner, whoever they're fucking, to, know exactly where they feel good at. And it's like, well, you didn't even grant yourself that permission, but you're putting it all else in somebody else's hands, right? And it's like, well, if they can't please you correctly, you're upset or whatever. But it's like, you don't even know what it's like to please yourself. So you can't really even guide this person into what you like, because you haven't allowed yourself to explore you. And so I'm all about exploration. I'm all about the intimacy and that connection, and just loving on myself and allowing other people to love on me too, because that was something that I would shame myself for, is the fact that I wanted, or that I crave intimacy, that I craved human connection, right? I would be like, why are you wanting this right now? Like, I would question myself for it, and then make myself feel bad for it. And then, even though I would really be craving intimacy or human connection in some way, I would withdraw for it. So I would deprive myself of it. So I wouldn't even allow myself to receive it if it did present itself to me. And now I'm like, why? The fuck? I deserve human connection. I deserve intimacy. I deserve sex. I deserve pleasure. I'm deserving and worthy of all that shit. And so I'm open to it, and I allow myself to receive it. I allow myself to be pleased, and I allow myself to please, right? To be the pleaser as well. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said earlier, I'm very selective with who I engage in these activities with. So I'm not just out here with any and everybody. Right? I'm stingy with my energy. But I'm just saying, when you find someone that you are comfortable with, that you trust, allow yourself to fully explore. Like, unleash the inner beast and the shit that you've always been wanting to try. Put it out there on the table and see if they with it. You never know. Allow yourself to explore what has always been like taboo to you, with people like, oh, don't ever do this, and things that you may have seen, and it's just like, right? If you have those desires, go for it, with caution, of course. I ain't trying to
Need that disclaimer.
Yeah, like, be smart, be wise, have a safe word, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff, have all that stuff established. And of course, do it with somebody that you trust, But yeah, like, just give yourself that freedom of self-expression, especially when it comes to sex, because I feel like a lot of people may live their life unfulfilled sexually. Like, they truly be wanting to try something, but don't allow themselves to, because they feel like they're going to be judged in some way, shape, or form, or they may just be judging themselves for it, right? So, like, for me, I'm one of them people that I never knew that I would be turned on by a little bit of pain. I'm not like a serious pain enthusiast, but like, a little bit of pain does actually turn into pleasure. So what's a little bit of pain? I feel like somebody's asking in their head. So, like, okay, you know how you can be like spanked, right? That, depending on how hard it is, can generate some form of a little bit of pain, nothing serious, right? So we're like, now your ass cheek is red, the handprint might be there. That sounds intense, but yeah, that next booty cheek slap that comes like one after the other, it generates a little bit of pain, but it's like that 1 second of pain is like 10 seconds of pleasure. It's like a transformation of energy, and I don't even know how to explain this. Like, if you know, and I know some of y'all know out there, but that shit feels so good, right? And I never seen myself as somebody that would like something like that. Or, okay, let's talk about nipple clamps, right? Those, they feel good, right? And I never expect myself to ever experiment with nipple clamps. Like, what the fuck? Like, and when I did it, I was like, oh, this is lovely, right? It starts off as a bit of painful, but then it turns into pure pleasure. And so that's what I'm saying. If you don't allow yourself to explore, you will never know what you like, right? The shit that you side eye, you may find out you fucking love and it'll blow your mind with how good it feels. So just be open to it. Have an open mind. And if you truly don't like it, then you don't like it. But don't stop yourself from true exploration, especially when it comes to pleasure. But like I said, have discernment. That's my disclaimer. Oh, man. But yeah, I didn't mean to get all sexual, but hey, it's a part of expression. So I'm not sorry for it. Yeah, I would say I'm not sorry for it. It is what it is. Y'all need to open up sexually. Allow yourself to flow. Allow that sexual energy to be expressed and felt and received. It is so beautiful. Go have some energetic sex.
That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother room. Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, man. Well, how are you feeling? Are you good? You have any last words that you want to say before we wrap up?
I want to say, oh man, this has been a beautiful build. I'm over here with my blue lights. I'm feeling very sensual right now. And it took a lot of expression. It took a lot of opening up and showing up, and then seeing me show up to get to a place of being good in my own skin and feeling this juicy, this good, this lovey-dovey, this ecstatic in my own body. So what I want to say is express yourself. Express yourself. Expression can look in so many different ways, just like healing. It's not just one thing. It's not linear at all. Or meditation. Meditation can look like a bubble bath. It can look like eating. Mm-hmm. It can look like dancing. Meditation, you don't have to sit still and om or anything. You don't need none of that. Right? And you don't need anything to be joy. You don't need anything to be the change you seek to see. Your value, your worth, your beauty, your grace, your magic, it just is because you are. I remember when that was first told to me. Someone told me it's not what you do. This hit me. It's not what you do. It's not anything that you have. It's not what you accomplish. None of that. Your value, your beauty is just your breath. You're here. And that hit me. You're right. I don't have to do anything to be worthy. I don't have to do anything. I'm already here. I made it. I'm experiencing. So the universe deemed it necessary, deemed me fit for this experience, this merry-go-round. So I would say express yourself. Make some damn noise. You have never happened before, and you will never happen again. There's power in understanding that. You're like a lightning storm, an event. The 4th of July, an album drop. You are an event. What will take place in this realm before this vessel is no more? It goes back into the earth. Make some noise, because you deserve to be here. You're worthy of love, time, care, money, sex, all of it. You're worthy. And that's my message.
Okay, so tell my listeners how they can, reach out to you if they want to follow you on social media, and then plug in your self-expression event that you do on Fridays.
Oh, yes. So first and foremost, Solaris Royal _ is my IG. Tap in with that. And DM me. I'm always expressing myself. Anything that you have, any videos that you have, or businesses, because a business is expression. Marketing your business is expression. You have to create content to let people know your lemonade stand is up, or whatever it is you're creating. So communication, if you're not communicating these days, you don't exist. So reach out to me on IG. That's Solaris Royal. And I do these Zooms every Friday, and it's just simply an expression room, an expression Zoom. It's a virtual Zoom that I do on Fridays at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. Tap in with that. Let me know. I have flyers on my IG, but you can ask me, DM me for the Zoom link. I'll be more than happy to have you. And also check me out on Clubhouse. I have a bigger following on Clubhouse. I basically live on Clubhouse. Always listening and learning, and sharing space with beautiful, like-minded, and like-hearted people. And that handle is at Caliber 17, CALIBER 17. You search that and I should be there as well. Much love to the collective. Thank you so much, Cosmic, for your waters. Thank you for your truths. No matter how naked they are, they're delicious. They're delicious. And so I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm very grateful to build with you.
Yes, thank you. Gratitude to you. I love that. Y'all heard him. My truths and my waters are delicious. The words don't lie. No, but thank you, Royal. I appreciate you. I appreciate this conversation. Shout out to my listeners. I love y'all. Gratitude to everybody that comes back every week and checks me out and just vibes with me, that shares my podcast, that just shares energy with me. I fucking love y'all. And as always, remember, life is as beautiful as you allow it to be. Self-awareness and perspective is key. Much love, y'all. Peace.